Welcome to Church History Cards, where you can explore the early history of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and have fun doing it. In this video, we'll show you how to play Timeline. Timeline is a single-player game where your goal is to assemble the deck into complete chronological order. To begin, remove the roll and artifact cards from the deck. Shuffle the deck and deal out 7 stacks, each with an increasing number of cards. The top card of the stack should be the only card visible. This is your tableau. The remainder of the deck becomes the stockpile. The space next to the stock will become the waste pile. To play, move cards to the timeline from your tableau, stock, or waste pile. First, let's talk about the stockpile. Cards can be removed from the stockpile and placed anywhere else in the game by following certain rules. If the card is a first column card, like E1 or D1, then you can place it in the timeline. From there, you can add cards to the timeline in sequential order. If you already have a D1 in the timeline, then you can add this D2 on top of it. You can move a card from the stockpile onto a tableau stack if the two cards are alphabetical neighbors. For example, if the top card of one of the tableau stacks is D3, then you can place any C or E card on top of it. If you can't or don't want to make any moves from the stockpile, you can always place the card in the waste pile. You cannot refill the stockpile at any time. The waste pile follows the same rules as the stockpile. You can place a card from the waste pile onto the tableau or the timeline by following the previously explained rules. Cards from the tableau can only be moved if they are the top card in their stack. These cards can only be moved within the tableau or in the timeline. Tableau cards follow the same rules as the stock and waste piles. They can be placed on other stacks if they are alphabetical neighbors. First column cards can be moved to the timeline, and additional cards can be added in sequential order. If a tableau stack becomes empty, it can be replaced with a card from the stockpile, waste pile, or somewhere else in the tableau, as long as it's the last card in a column. For example, L3 and X4 are the last in their columns, so they can be used to replace an empty stack in the tableau. So that's it. Try to use the stockpile, waste pile, and tableau to build a timeline. If you get stuck and can't make any more moves, then you lose. But if you're able to complete the timeline, then you win. If you want a faster game, use 1 or 2 sets instead of the entire Volume 1 deck, and allow the tableau to have less than 7 piles. If you want an easier game, you can allow 2 to 5 waste piles, or allow all cards in the tableau to be exposed, but you can still only move the one that would be on the top. Or you can let cards be moved to and within the tableau if they're the same letter. And that's it. Have fun.